do not realize that Taco Bell was the only restaurant to survive the franchise wars.
So?
So, now all restaurants are Taco Bell.
No way.
What if I told you that one of the most iconic sci-fi action movies of the 90s predicted our future, and nobody believed it? Demolition Man didn't just blow up the box office in 1993. It literally forecasted a world where cursing gets you fined, fast food chains rule everything, and society bubble wraps itself into oblivion. But the real story? It's stranger than anything that made it to screen. From deleted daughters to bathroom mysteries that still haunt the internet, buckle up, because these 20 facts will change how you see Stallone's frozen cop forever. Number 1. The mystery behind the 3 seashells. Let's start with the elephant in the room, or should I say, the seashells in the bathroom. Everyone asks, what are the 3 seashells? Here's what almost nobody knows. The original script actually had a follow-up joke. After John Spartan figured out the seashells, he was supposed to dry his hands with the exact same terrible hand dryer we still suffer through today. The gag was meant to show that even in a perfect future, some annoying things never change. But it got cut during editing, leaving us with cinema's greatest unsolved mystery. Writer Daniel Waters later admitted the seashells were just meant to be absurd, a random futuristic detail that would make audiences feel as confused as Spartan himself. Mission accomplished. Number 2. The Lost Daughter of John Spartan. This one's a heartbreaker. In deleted scenes that were actually filmed, John Spartan had a fully grown daughter living among the rebels underground. There was an entire emotional reunion subplot where father and daughter found each other in this bizarre future. Test audiences saw it, the crew filmed it. So, why'd it disappear? Pacing. The studio thought it slowed down the action, so they chopped it out entirely. But here's the problem. It left fans completely confused about who certain characters really were, especially Lenina Huxley. Was she his daughter? His love interest? Both? The confusion was so widespread it became its own urban legend. Number 3. A hidden nod to Brave New World. Speaking of Lenina Huxley, Sandra Bullock's character wasn't just given a random name. It's a direct literary reference to Aldous Huxley's dystopian masterpiece, Brave New World. In that novel, Lenina Crown lives in a sanitized, controlled society where individuality is crushed under the weight of conformity. Sound familiar? The writers were making a not-so-subtle connection between the movie's sterile San Angeles and one of literature's most famous warnings about utopian nightmares. It's the kind of smart detail that elevates Demolition Man from pure action spectacle to genuine satire. Number 4. The future was filmed in the suburbs. When you picture San Angeles, that gleaming, pristine megacity of 2032, you're probably imagining cutting-edge CGI and massive sets. Nope. Most of it was just Irvine, California. The production team drove around Orange County's soulless office parks and corporate plazas, filming the most sterile, personality-free architecture they could find, and it worked perfectly. Those real-life buildings gave San Angeles its unsettling, too-perfect vibe. The future didn't need special effects. It just needed suburban sprawl and beige corporate campuses. Sometimes reality is dystopian enough. Number 5. 2 futures, 2 franchises. Here's a wild one. Depending on where you watched Demolition Man, you saw a different future. In the United States, Taco Bell won the franchise wars and became the only restaurant chain to survive. But in Europe, it's Pizza Hut. Warner Brothers actually shot 2 separate versions of every scene featuring the restaurant because Taco Bell hadn't expanded globally yet. They replaced logos, redubbed dialogue, and created 2 parallel movie timelines, so technically, there are 2 canonical Demolition Man universes. Choose your fighter, chalupa or personal pan pizza. Number 6. The cars were real prototypes. Those impossibly futuristic vehicles cruising through San Angeles? Not Hollywood props. Actual General Motors concept cars. GM loaned the production their experimental models, including the ultra-rare GM Ultralight, a car so advanced that only one fully functional prototype existed. These weren't just fancy shells built over golf carts. They were genuine cutting-edge automotive engineering that most people would never see outside a design studio. When Stallone crashes one, car enthusiasts probably winced harder than at any explosion in the movie. Number 7. When Jackie Chan said no. Imagine this alternate universe. Jackie Chan as the psychotic Simon Phoenix, bleached hair and all. It almost happened. Producers initially wanted Chan for the villain role, thinking his martial arts skills would create incredible fight choreography. But Chan refused. He'd built his entire career on being the likable hero, and playing a murderous criminal was a line he wouldn't cross. Enter Wesley Snipes, who embraced the madness completely, bleaching his hair, cranking up the psychotic energy, and creating one of the most memorable action villains of the decade. Sometimes the best casting comes from a rejection. Number 8. The accidental daughter theory. Remember those deleted daughter scenes? They created a fan theory so persistent that it still confuses people today. Because of the cut footage, viewers noticed weird chemistry between Spartan and Lenina Huxley. Was she flirting with her own father? Test audiences actually asked the filmmakers about it directly. The confusion got so bad that even after the movie's release, entertainment magazines ran articles trying to clarify their relationship. The ghost of the deleted subplot haunted the final cut, creating accidental subtext that nobody intended. It's what happens when you remove a major plot thread but keep all the emotional beats. Number 9. The song that predicted itself. Sting recorded a song called Demolition Man in 1981 with The Police, a punk-infused track about destruction and chaos. 12 years later, that same song became the movie's theme, its lyrics suddenly reading like prophecy. The song's aggressive energy, originally just a punk anthem, perfectly captured the film's violent cop and peaceful future concept. Sting basically wrote the movie's thesis statement a decade before the script existed. Talk about accidentally predicting your own legacy. Number 10. Dennis Rodman stole Phoenix's look. Wesley Snipes absolutely hated his bleached blonde hair. The moment filming wrapped, he shaved it off and never looked back. But someone else loved it. Dennis Rodman. The NBA legend saw Snipes' neon villain look and thought, that's it. Rodman copied the style, launched his entire Technicolor hair era, and became famous for constantly changing his hair to wild colors. Simon Phoenix accidentally influenced basketball fashion. Snipes created a monster he wanted nothing to do with. Number 11. A secret political statement. Underneath all the explosions and one-liners, Demolition Man is making a serious argument. Critics have called it a libertarian satire disguised as a popcorn action movie, a warning about what happens when society prioritizes safety over freedom. Every vice is illegal. Every word is monitored. Violence is unthinkable, but so is genuine choice. The movie asks, would you trade all your freedoms for perfect safety? It's political commentary wrapped in Sylvester Stallone punching people, and that's exactly why it works. Number 12. The explosion that changed the script. The opening sequence, that brutal 1,996 hostage rescue gone catastrophically wrong, wasn't always in the script. Writer Fred Decker added it specifically to create maximum contrast with the sanitized 2032 future. He wanted viewers to feel whiplash, going from gritty urban warfare to the sterile peace of San Angeles. That prologue reframed the entire movie, turning it from a simple fish-out-of-water comedy into a genuine exploration of what we lose when we eliminate all danger. One added scene changed the film's entire philosophical foundation. Number 13. A shoot that wouldn't end. Production was scheduled for 72 days. It took 112. What happened? Massive set pieces took longer than expected. Complex action sequences required constant reshoots. Real explosions meant real delays. Sylvester Stallone later joked that the cryo-freeze in the movie felt shorter than the actual filming schedule. The crew called it the longest cryo nap ever. Extended productions can kill movies, but somehow this one survived the chaos and delivered a cult classic. Number 14. A line that survived the cut. Here's proof the daughter subplot was real. In the finished film, Spartan actually says, I had a daughter. What happened to her? It's easy to miss, buried in the chaos, but it's there, a ghost line from the deleted storyline. The script explicitly confirmed what got cut, creating this weird half-presence where the movie acknowledges something it never shows. Fans who caught that line spent years trying to piece together what happened, not realizing they were chasing deleted footage that most would never see. Number 15. Cursing was literally illegal. The verbal morality statute was supposed to be absurd satire, getting fined for saying bad words. Ha ha, ridiculous future, right? Except, some cities have actually banned public profanity now. Municipal codes, workplace policies, even social media platforms auto-punishing certain language. The joke aged into prophecy. What seemed like over-the-top dystopian comedy in 1993 feels uncomfortably familiar in 2025. Sometimes, satire predicts reality faster than anyone expects. Number 16. Burger King was the original winner. Before Taco Bell became the franchise wars champion, another chain was supposed to rule the future. Burger King. The original script crowned BK as the sole survivor of corporate consolidation. But when producers approached Burger King for product placement, the company said no. They didn't want to be associated with a dystopian future, even as a joke. So Taco Bell said yes, took the risk, and gained meme immortality. Burger King is still kicking itself over missing out on the only restaurant to survive the franchise wars, becoming a cultural touchstone. Number 18. The joke that became immortal. The Three Seashells, cinema's most debated bathroom mystery, came from literally nothing. A writer visited a friend's house, saw decorative seashells in the bathroom, and thought, what if those were functional in the future? He added them to the script as a throwaway gag meant to make Spartan feel outdated. That's it. No deeper meaning, no clever explanation. Just random futuristic weirdness. And somehow, that meaningless joke became the movie's most iconic element. The internet has spent 30+ years trying to reverse engineer an explanation for something that was intentionally unexplainable. The brilliance of the Three Seashells isn't in what they are, it's in what they represent. It's the perfect shorthand for culture shock, for feeling completely lost in a world that's moved on without you. Everyone who's ever felt out of touch with new technology or social customs instantly relates to Spartan's baffled frustration. The seashells work precisely because we don't understand them either. We're in the bathroom with Spartan, equally confused, equally humiliated. If the movie had explained them, the joke would have died in 1993. By leaving them mysterious, it created an eternal question mark that keeps people talking decades later. But the internet couldn't let it go. Forums, Reddit threads, YouTube explainer videos, everyone has a theory. Some say you use two shells like chopsticks, and the third to scrape. Others propose a elaborate bidet-like system. Engineers have drawn diagrams. Fans have built working prototypes. There are academic-style essays analyzing the ergonomics of seashell-based hygiene. The joke escaped the movie and became its own phenomenon, a cultural Rorschach test where everyone projects their own bizarre solution. Writer Peter Lenkov has given contradictory explanations in different interviews over the years, sometimes claiming he knows, sometimes admitting he doesn't, clearly enjoying watching the chaos unfold. The Three Seashells have transcended Demolition Man entirely. They show up in other movies as Easter eggs, video games reference them, memes multiply endlessly. People who've never seen the film still know about the seashells. It's become a universal symbol for confusing future thing that nobody explains, the gold standard for world building through mystery rather than exposition. A random bathroom decoration spotted during a house visit became one of science fiction's most enduring enigmas. Sometimes the best ideas aren't planned at all. They're just accidents that refuse to be forgotten. Number 19. You're fined, Arnold. The movie has a joke about the Schwarzenegger Presidential Library, mocking the idea of an action star becoming a politician. Everyone laughed. It was pure absurdist satire. Then, in 2003, Arnold Schwarzenegger actually became governor of California. Suddenly, the joke wasn't a joke anymore. It was prophecy. The line that seemed impossible in 1993 became reality within a decade. Demolition Man's track record for accidentally predicting the future is genuinely spooky. But here's what makes it even weirder. The writers chose Schwarzenegger specifically because he seemed like the most ridiculous option. At the time, Arnold was pure action hero, the Terminator, Conan, Dutch from Predator. The idea of him in political office was the ultimate absurdist punchline. They could have picked any actor, but they went with the Austrian bodybuilder who barely spoke English in his early films. It was supposed to be the most unrealistic thing imaginable. Daniel Waters later said they were going for maximum comedic impact, thinking they were creating a joke so outlandish it would age like fine wine. Instead, it aged like a crystal ball. What's even more bizarre is how the movie framed it. The Schwarzenegger Presidential Library isn't just mentioned in passing. It's presented as a revered institution in this sanitized future, right alongside other cultural landmarks. The film treats Governor then President Arnold as an established fact of history, something so normal that characters don't even question it. When Stallone's character hears about it, he's confused by everything in the future, but the Arnold presidency barely registers as strange compared to the seashells and Taco Bell monopoly. The movie accidentally normalized something that hadn't happened yet. And let's not forget the constitutional implications here. Schwarzenegger was born in Austria, making him ineligible for the U.S. presidency under current law. So the movie wasn't just predicting Arnold would enter politics, it was predicting either a constitutional amendment or some creative legal workaround that would allow a foreign-born citizen to become president. That's 2 layers of prophecy stacked on top of each other. The joke got so real that when Arnold did become governor, entertainment journalists started writing articles asking if the movie had been a warning we all ignored. Demolition Man's track record for accidentally predicting the future is genuinely spooky. Number 20. Joel Silver's Law. More explosions, less subtlety. Early script drafts were sharp, cerebral satire, think RoboCop-level social commentary. Then producer Joel Silver got involved. Silver's philosophy? Bigger explosions, louder fights, more chaos, less talking, more punching. He pushed the production toward pure spectacle, demanding constant action and massive set pieces. The writer's smart dystopian critique got buried under rubble and one-liners. But here's the twist. It worked. Silver's popcorn instincts turned an intellectual exercise into a crowd-pleasing classic that sneaks its message in between explosions. Sometimes the best satire is the kind people don't realize they're watching. Demolition Man predicted our sanitized, monitored, franchise-dominated future, and we laughed it off as ridiculous. 3 decades later, the joke's on us. If you loved these facts, smash that like button and subscribe for more classic movie deep dives. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to figure out how those seashells work.